Well, it's that time again, another edition of What the Fuck Happenings in the YouTube Atheist community. Was on Stickcam last night, Saturday night, and so it was a pretty good conversation, some philosophy and politics and such. So thanks to all who participated. The other, I guess, news from my point of view was the fact that YouTube did ban my 1,000th video. So I'll post one more link, last one, to the video. And yeah, I mean, the double standards they have are just so obvious. I mean, there's videos with hundreds of thousands of views that are no worse, no better in content, and so it's just bullshit. The Masked Analyst, he did do another video on the DMCA stuff, and that's worth talking about. So I'll probably do a video on that. Because I still have a couple of videos that were taken down for copyright violations, and there's no copyright violations in the video, so obviously, some 12-year-old kid can just file these claims apparently, and there's no real consequence, except somebody's video goes down for 15 days. Alright, so on to the better news. The drama front, Christopher 7 was the target this week, boy. I mean, technically, I hit him, like, whatever, last week. And then that Veritas guy, the religious guy, he's arguing with him. And then Fake Sagan fucked him over a bit. So he sort of had it. But, from my point of view, I'd say I guess he deserves it because I get it. Because he doesn't really have, I get it. That's one of his favorite lines. So he gets it when people fuck with me. And so I guess I sort of get it when people push him. Because his answers are sort of pat and safe, and he doesn't like to get into the real guts of an argument. And but whatever. I'm not going to throw insults as a guy I do respect as a person, but sometimes he's just a little too cautious, and whatever. I mean, there's no point in saying a derogatory term to describe it. I mean, it's just that it's cautious, we'll say. So anyway, Fake Sagan, he did 3-part video, pointing out how nobody's arguing with him, arguing nothing. So I mean, it's like it only makes like a total of like 70 parts of, all these videos, and nobody's saying anything about the subject. And he, ignored the 3 parts that I did on the subject, where I didn't even talk about him personally, and where I just did talk about the idea of violence and this kind of illogic of the expectation that violent revolution, has any realistic prospect of doing anything productive or useful or anything that we want to have happen. But anyway, Fake Sagan is good. He's good with the words. So his put downs are you got to give him credit. I mean, they're articulate and well delivered, but that's all it really was, is a bunch of put downs. Even TA, the Amazing Atheist, got into it a little bit. Fake Sagan ragged on him a little for shitting on his revolution video, so that was a little bit interesting, but I don't see any war starting there, which would be nice to see. But it's always good to watch people you don't like too much fight with each other. But speaking of the Amazing Atheist, okay, he did a video, when he was leaving for the hurricane, and then he did a comeback video of, his vacation away from Louisiana for the hurricane. And, whatever, it was pretty bad. I mean, it was 15 minutes or whatever, so it wasn't too long, but it's kind of funny they didn't have any better video. I mean, there really wasn't much there. Just to people telling stories about each other. His mother is pretty hot, you have to admit that one. But it's kind of funny. I mean, she's sort of attractive, and he's sort of not. Especially when he does sit in the car. He does not look too good in a car. He does have a lot of chin trouble. So anyway, Kobe, jeez. He makes another one of his defeatist videos. I don't know whether he's having trouble in his personal life again or not. I don't know, but it's it's just this. Yeah, you can't do nothing about nothing. Don't vote. Don't fix anything. Don't try to do anything. It just really pointless and stupid. It really pisses me off just because he highlights the evil that is conservative America, and then yet throws out this proposition that the way to fight them is to do nothing, and that the other it all doesn't matter, whatever party you vote for, somehow it's the same. And no, there's a huge difference. I guess I was sort of arguing it last night in Stickham. I mean, Thurgood Marshall and William Rehnquist, you couldn't get more opposite as human beings on the Supreme Court. And that's really what you're talking about when you're talking about voting, is that there's all these other implications. It's not just some president for a little while. They make changes to the government that can take 20 years to undo. And so it's goddamn important. And so if you can vote for nothing else, you've got to vote for what these people will put on the Supreme Court. I mean, even if they're both in the hands of the corporations, the fact is that who they put on the Supreme Court will be radically different. And it's an important difference. And so to just not vote is stupid. It's bad enough to vote for a third party, but not to vote at all. It doesn't take that much fucking effort. And if you can't make that much of an effort, you really have no right to complain. You really don't. So anyway, I guess I'll go to Captain Awesome. You got blocked from Blog TV, your band, and yeah, I mean, it's not good for people to get banned, but he's got to concede that he is a bit of a potty mouth. So it shouldn't be that huge a surprise. But yeah, I don't support him being banned. He should just be labeled maybe disgusting content or something, whatever. But whatever. That Crossesburg guy, he's pretty fucking annoying. It's bad enough he did a video a while back saying he doesn't know who he's voting for, McCain or Obama. Like it's some hard decision to make, and it's really not hard if you're an atheist. It really shouldn't be. But anyway, then they did a video about e-begging because that fat ugly fuck guy is doing some video for some Christian couple who's got a kid with cystic fibrosis or something, and it's all that, it's bullshit. Who do you know? Blah blah blah. Now, yeah, we know there's lots of people in the world who have lots of troubles, and so then Crossesburg says, I'm giving $50. Well, I remember he did a video where he said he has a small, huge little nest egg that he plans on giving to his kids and all that kind of crap. So $50 seems kind of cheap. I mean, if we went for how much our income is or how much our fortune is, I mean, what am I supposed to? Maybe I should just give 50 cents then, huh? By your standards. I mean, you didn't really give till it hurts, I guess, right? Anyway, whatever. Doesn't matter. Virtual Holocaust. Well, just absolutely insane video defending revolutionary bullshit. I mean, just contradicted himself all over the place. Well, yeah, it's true that, well, if you shoot at the government, they'll run you over with a tank. But that doesn't mean that, well, maybe you could still, well, maybe this would, yeah, well, forget it. It's just not a rational or coherent argument. Goat going to some kind of EMS training or something, going to be like a, whatever, resuscitator of human beings or something, I don't know. So anyway, not going to be doing too many videos, so he says, because, he's got to pass his little tests, or he can't be an EMS guy and make extra money. We know that's what it's all about, a little extra money. So anyway, what the fuck, Tommy from the Bronx, yeah, he's still on the yoke up thing. Yeah, whatever, it's hard to watch his videos sometimes. Venom Fang X, he did a new video promoting his Venom Fang X-ness, and it is kind of funny because the guy is such a nerd, and usually nerds are kind of insecure, but there are those few little nerds out there that have this like really inflated perception of themselves and their brilliance, and he's apparently one of those guys. But he's not like the really technically smart nerd either, though. It's kind of funny just to imagine what Venom Fang X is actually good at. What skills he's acquired in life. But I mean, yeah, he's just so shameless in his self-promotion. I mean, the whole ego thing doesn't really go with the Jesus kind of message. So it is kind of bizarre. Let's just call it that. It's kind of a bizarre manifestation to see in people professing devotion to the Christian religion.
Great text, that's the one. Yeah, at least I did a couple of bullshit videos. I mean, one of them was okay on free will or something. But he did a video ragging on Pat Condell, which is, it's hard to explain why and what that's about. Because apparently he thinks Condell, I guess, is responsible for the fact that some white supremacists or something find his arguments useful, and that those people are fighting with gray text or something, so somehow it's Pat Condell's fault. But if you listen to Pat Condell's videos, he's not excessive in his rhetoric, and even when he does get a little excessive, he even points it out. He'll say something like, well, I shouldn't do that, and he does it because, yeah, I mean, it's hard not to trash people who are just such arrogant fucks. But he's sort of making this argument that, that people should tolerate other people who are being intolerant in a way. I mean, it's almost like he's saying, there's this obligation to respect people's right not to respect you. I mean, if you go into somebody else's culture, you really don't have a right to expect that other culture to adapt to you. You're the one that's supposed to adapt to it. And that's sort of Pat Condell's argument with all this religious stuff, is that, he doesn't have any obligation to respect people's religion. They have an obligation to respect the secularity of the culture and the society.